this. It's okay. I can't see my comments. I need to get
Okay,
my.
we are live. Hey, guys.
All right.
Hey.
Hello,
We're
everyone.
talking
Hey,
in the background. Yeah, we're talking in the background, getting
my
it together.
friends.
Hey, everybody. How are you doing? Hopefully somebody will pop on today. Lydia and I are just hanging out for a little bit. It was kind of an impromptu thing. I texted
Very
her and
impromptu.
said, hey, you want to go live? Yeah, let's go live for a little
Okay.
bit.
Oh,
She's watching the baby. I'm just kind of like hanging out in my studio today. And anyway, so here we
yeah,
are.
we
And
made it.
we were trying to figure out like what to do. What do we want to do? Well, actually, Lydia suggested, why don't we let me teach you a little bit about clay? And I'm like, oh, that's great because I'm trying to actually work my subscription group up a little bit. So that works out well. Lydia, I'm gonna see if I can figure out. I'm gonna get you up on my phone and get this up on my phone, and then I'll share it to your page.
Oh, good.
So you can
And
get
you
some
know what?
people.
I can never see comments from here. So I should have bought my iPad, huh? I don't know if that would have worked anyway.
You want to
So
run
let me.
get it while I'm doing this? I
Oh, but I
mean,
won't be able to see comments anyway, right? From my iPad.
why not? I'm going to
I
share
could
it to
see
your.
it
You
from my
want me to
phone.
share it to your page, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. If you share it,
I'll
maybe I can get
share it. Actually,
Dennis.
what I'm going to do is copy the link because
All
I'm
right,
not
I'll
real
try to
good at
do
doing
that
all
while
this
you're
stuff.
doing that. I don't even know if it's
Okay.
charged.
All right. All right. We'll see if we have anybody pop on here. So yeah, Lydia went to grab her iPad, and we're going to see if anybody hops on here. And I'm going to try to share this to her page. What we're doing, which is kind of come on for a little bit. We're going to play around with some clay. I let her pick the subject. I said, whatever you want to learn, whatever you'd like to play with, let me know. And so she picked a turtle. I'm like, okay, we'll do a turtle. Turtles are fun. And actually, a lot of kids, when you teach kids, that's one of the things you do with turtles. But turtles can be for adults too. And there's lots of really cool things that you can do with the turtles. I am trying to
I'm
figure out
back.
how to get to the page. Let me look you up on your page so I can share it to you. I'm never really good with doing all the sharing stuff. That's one thing I'm sort of like not challenged, but like, I don't know. I never really think I do it much with other people. So your paint party with Lydia. There we go. And there you are. And I should be able to do this. Hold on. How do you actually share to somebody's page? Usually when you share, there it is. Okay, I'm just going to share it
When
from
you're
here.
already on, like.
Paste. Now. All right. So I actually shared it on the link where you shared the little thing that I did. I don't know if it's going to show up. Hopefully
Yeah.
it will. I'm looking to see
Okay,
if
I
it's
see the
on
little thing
your.
you did. Oh, is it underneath? No, it's paper
I
crafting.
did a comment. Yeah, but that's not right. Like, how do I actually share it to your page? Like
Well, you hit
new as
share
a
and it'll
new
show
page.
groups.
Okay.
Oh, but you're
So it
extreme.
would
Yeah.
be groups, but it's not a group. You're an individual page. That's the whole thing. Like, if I go to my page,
Oh, yeah,
my
yeah.
crafting with Kim, I'm trying to
Right.
share it to you.
Because I have
That's where I'm
my
horrible at that stuff.
create with Lydia.
Share. Something to now I can text it to you. I can group text. I just copied the link and tried to share it to your thing, but I can't do it. All right. If I go to a group though, it's going to go into groups, and you're not a group.
Maybe you can
You're
do
an individual
paint and
person.
create with Lydia. Maybe paint and create with
That's
Lydia.
I went to painting. I went to your painting page, your painting with Lily page. We got anybody watching this? I guess. Oh, hey, Lena, we're sitting here trying to figure out how to share. Oh, we're dorks.
Who's on?
So we're coming. Lena, tomato. Hey, Lena.
Lena.
We're
Hi,
sitting
Lena.
here trying to figure out how to share this Facebook StreamYard link to Lydia's page. I'll never do that. I mean, like I said, I just put everything through StreamYard. But I know that there's a way that you can do it. Maybe I should just put your link in the No, but we want to get it to your page. Yes, I am. But what I want to do is I started from me. StreamYard's got a way now, and when she gets off, we're going to get it set up so she can actually stream automatically.
Oh, you're breaking
when we
up a
go.
little.
Am I? Okay, is it me? Because I see you breaking up a little
That's
bit.
all right. Whatever. They'll find us.
Okay, all right. If nothing, we'll post it
I just can't read
afterwards and do
comments.
it. I mean, because I can see
I can't read
me.
comments, so just mention
Okay.
who's on. So.
Yeah, I am. I just really bummed wanted to share it to your page, though. That's the whole point, is getting it to you. And I just reshared it to me. Like, I don't need to reshare it to me.
Let me see. If I go to your page.
Bummer. If Lydia looks in the upper right-hand corner, she should be able to link it to her page by herself. Okay, that's what we're trying to do, Lena, is that I know that there's a new thing with StreamYard, but nobody's ever come on with me to do this. So Lydia, look up in the right-hand corner, and you should be able to link it to your page by yourself. Because I can't get it there to your page. Also,
Oh,
like I
crafty
said,
Kim.
StreamYard's got a new thing where they let you, if you are on a live with me, they will let the person up to like, I think 4 people, up to 6 different destinations be automatically like streamed like I do. Like it can go out and stream to several ones.
Oh, I
It
see
streams to
us.
just
Okay,
one
maybe I'll
page.
see comments. I got
Okay.
us. Maybe I'll see comments
Okay,
from
cool.
here. All right, we'll
All
just
right.
go on. We'll figure it out.
You're not
We can
able to
always
do
share.
it. That only Lydia can do it. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for clarifying that because I never do it. I just have everybody
I
else
can
do
do it.
it. Yeah, she said you can share your own page. If you go up in there and you click on the,
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it gets, her comment was,
Yeah.
Lydia,
Yeah.
can,
Oh, yeah,
oh,
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
you know what? I can show the comments. I
I
forgot
can.
that I can show. Lydia, look at the bottom of my, look at the bottom of the screen, Lydia.
Yeah. This screen?
Can you see on the screen at the very bottom? It says
Yeah.
Lydia. Okay. I can actually
You
show
should,
the
I just
comment.
shared it. I
Okay,
just
good.
shared it. So
Into
let's
your
see if I
page.
can
Good
get
deal.
it to my page now. Hold on.
All right.
Let's see if it's on my page. Yes. Okay. So now
Okay.
it's on my page. Again, I don't know if I can see comments or not. We'll see. All right. But yeah, it's
All
on
right.
my page. So all right.
Sweet. That's the whole point. That's
Great.
what we were after. Okay, so
Awesome. Thank you,
now with
Lena.
all the technical semantics out of the way, I guess we can kind of concentrate on what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Lydia, says, "Hey, why don't we do something with clay? Teach me a little bit." And I'm like, "Cool, I love to do that." I am promoting my subscription group that's going to be starting up in June. June, I guess we're going to do the first class on June 23rd. I was going to choose the 22nd, but there's some other things going on with some of the other girls. So, And we have an auction in Jan's
Right.
group too. Are you doing the auction this month?
I am.
You are?
I need
Okay,
to start
cool.
making stuff.
Yeah. Then
But yeah.
Lena's in the auction too.
Yes,
So
Lena's
yeah,
in.
anybody that comes on. By the way, if you're watching this, I know we're already 7 minutes into this, but if you do catch this after the live, like you don't see the little red button up the top there, then obviously put in hashtag replay, let us know. Really appreciate that. And like I said, myself, Lena, who is actually in the comments right now, and Lydia and Jan and a bunch of other ladies are going to be doing an auction in another group. And we'll be posting that on our pages individually too. So keep up with that because we got a lot of really fun things to say. The auction did pretty good last month.
Yeah.
We're still looking for a lot of new people.
New members in there.
Yeah, we got a little new members, and as it builds up, we'll get a lot more viewership. But it's pretty cool, and I've got quite a few things to say. I didn't get through all my stuff last time. I'm going to start focusing on the stuff I really, like I always kind of like wait for what I think the better stuff at the end, and like, why am I doing that? All right, anyway, so let's get on with this. So what we're going to do is Lydia chose the subject. We're going to be working with air dry clay, and we're going to be doing a turtle. Turtles are really fun. It's summertime, and so you can do some fun things with turtles. And they're very versatile, believe it or not. It's just not like a regular, you can do a sea turtle, you can do a tortoise turtle. Body styles are a little different and all that sort of thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch my
Sea
camera
turtle, because I have everything nautical under my cabana.
Right.
So that's why I was thinking maybe, and I love the birds, so we thought
The
of birds.
basic
But
difference between the sea turtles, I mean, as far as the body style goes, they got shells, but is the flappers, like the regular turtles, they have more like legs, like bulky legs. Whereas the turtles have the flappers, and so you just create the flappers instead.
Right.
And anyway, so I'm going to switch my camera over. I've got like my other camera set up so you can see my table instead of going close.
I think I'm going to be able to do this.
It's
you guys,
darling, this is one of the things that kids do that a lot, like when you're teaching children. I'm going to go back and forth with my cameras because I'm used to looking at myself and the thing. But as kids, like if you teach kids how to do clay, one of the things that they do is turtles. I'm just saying it's a very easy elementary.
I've only done little mushrooms.
Right.
Snails from my fairy gardens. That's the extent of my clay.
Yeah, but totally, trust me, you're going to have fun with this. And that's the whole thing about with the subscription group is that we're just going to be playing in the clay. I'm going to teach you how to do like simple things, but things that are actually like really cool too. I'll do like one really big project, and then we'll do some smaller projects, and I'll let you guys pick and choose and all that sort of thing. All right. So what now? The clay that I'm using, which I find to be one of the best air dry clays right now because it doesn't break, is called DOS. And so I don't know what you got, Lydia, to work with. What
Oh, this is
clay you
something
work?
I've had. It's
You got
what
the
is it?
fluffy air
Sculpey
dry?
air
Okay.
clay.
I've
That's
used
what
that
that.
before too. It does pretty good. It's kind of like comparison to this.
Okay.
I like this a little bit better.
Next
The
time I'll
one
get
thing you
that
got to
one.
be concerned about air dry clay is when it has a tendency to crack when it dries, because it air dries
Crack.
and it dries, that moisture comes out of it and it causes it to crack. So therefore, I mean, if
Get
it
that
does crack, you
time.
can always fix it and repair it, but there's ways to get around that too. But this DOS one doesn't crack.
Uh-huh.
The Sculpey doesn't crack too bad. The one that does crack pretty bad, because I tested it, was that Play-Doh brand. The Play-Doh, I've got some over here. I'll show you. This I would not recommend. I mean, it's good for kids, but this air dry Play-Doh clay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's not great. It cracks quite a bit when it dries.
Yep.
I
But good
guess
for
we're
the
doing
kids.
little
Yeah.
small things, but bigger projects. Okay, so for turtles, what we're gonna do, I think I'm gonna do right now. Let me see if I can.
My clay's not
This is a
white, but
good
that's
view
okay.
for us, but our names are in the way. I think I'm gonna take our banner names off just so we can see the
Okay.
table a little bit better.
I
Let me
have
figure that
brown
out.
clay, terracotta clay, but that'll work, right?
Uh-huh.
I'll
Okay.
paint it.
So I just removed our names because we got a little bit more
Okay.
space to see in
Yeah.
the thing. All right. So what you want to do is just get you a ball of clay, just like the size of your palm of your hand. It depends on how big you want your turtle to be, honestly. I mean, if you
Yeah.
want to make a bigger
No,
turtle,
like
you want like a okay. All right. You know what? Let's just get maybe like
5 inch.
yeah. I mean, you just wing it. You just make the type of turtle size you want.
So is this
I'm
too big?
basically telling you. No, not at all. All right, so you just got to roll it in your hand a little bit, kind of get familiar with it. And
Yeah.
remember that it is air dry clay. So the polymer clay, you have a lot more workability time. You
Huh.
do with this too, but you'll kind of start seeing it'll start feeling dry to you. And the way that you can kind of combat that is, number one, I like to try to keep my clay that I'm not using sort of covered up a little bit, just
Yep.
so. It doesn't dry out too bad. But anyway, you can take a little bit of water, just kind of like wet your fingers with
Uh-huh.
water if it starts feeling too dry. But then you got to be careful because it can get kind of slimy and sticky.
Okay.
So it's that fine line between finding I'm going to go back to my comments here, and I can actually pull up my
Yeah.
comments
Let's
on my
see.
phone too. I've been looking at comments, see if anybody's actually on. All right, comments. I don't see anybody there. It looks like it's just us right now.
Oh, really?
I'm going to get involved in my little project here, and I probably won't be paying attention to comments unless it's even funny. Okay, so Lena. All right, so right now it's just like all I see is the me, you,
Yep.
and
See,
everybody
I
else.
see
All right,
right there.
so what we're going to do is we're going to make the shell first. Bear in mind too that with this air dry clay, it's kind
Mm-hmm.
of fun because you can actually paint on it when it's still before it's dry
Oh, yeah.
or after it's dry. You can go either way. Hey, Kelly Ann, how are you? Kelly Ann's Crafts. Hey, how you doing?
Oh,
We're
hello.
sitting here playing with some air dry clay. Lydia is a good buddy of mine, and I'm starting a clay subscription group. I primarily work with clay, and she wanted to learn how to make some things with clay today, so she
Mm-hmm.
chose a sea turtle. So I'm showing her how to create a sea turtle, and obviously you can
Vienna.
follow along. And if you're interested in my clay subscription group, I'll be talking about that too. Actually, I think I'll put the link in the comments. The group, by the way, it is a private group. It's a subscription group, and it's only $8 a month, guys. I mean, it's like super cheap.
Oh,
We're
that's
going
a
to do a
great
lot of
price.
really, really fun projects in there, and we get to go face to face. Like I'm going to be using either Google Meets or if we get really big, I'll use Zoom. But right now, it's either Google Meets or the Messenger. The group Messenger has its own thing. Well, I haven't even used it. I got to try it. All right. So, okay, for your turtle, I'm sitting here doing it as I'm talking.
Oh,
So we're
yeah.
creating a shell.
We are.
So,
Okay,
okay, let's start over.
pull it into a ball.
Kind of put it in a ball. Okay.
Is it okay if it's
Okay.
like
For starters, it doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah. Just kind of get it to where it looks, you know, like a soft ball. If it seems like it's cracking on
Yeah.
you or getting a little dry, like I said, just lightly damp your fingers in a little bit of water if you brought them, but don't do too much and just kind of mix around because you don't want it to be super slimy either.
Right.
Okay. Then at that point, what we're going to do is you can kind of see that I'm doing this number with both my hands. We're kind of creating like a little circle and we're creating the shell. So you're just kind of going around like that and you want to kind of make a concave kind of a thing. Use your thumbs on the bottom. Okay, use your thumbs and just kind of go around and make the shell as big as you want. One thing about air dry clay is you cannot get it super thin like polymer clay gets way, way thin. This, you
Yeah.
got to keep it a little bit on the thick side.
Uh,
And like I said, we're just getting the basic shape right now. You'll be able to manipulate it and change it, you know, down the road when you want to. Actually, before we even do the concave shape, let's
yep.
kind of stop a minute. Get it to where the size you want it, like how big you want your shell to be. Okay, get it to where basically the size you want it, and keep it probably at least like the thickness, probably about like that. What is that? Maybe a 1/4 inch thick. You know, see how mine's kind of looking like that? Yeah. If it's
Yeah.
polymer clay, you know, it has to be baked in the oven. I would have put a little bit of aluminum foil in here to set it.
Mhm.
So when it
Right.
bakes, because sometimes when you put them in the oven, the polymer have a tendency to kind of slump down. So it just kind of supports it until you get that first dry on there. All
Now,
right.
should
So
the shell be like circle or more ovally, right?
well,
Kind of
it's
oval,
kind of more like an oval and a shape. Yeah, it is. It's more
like a
ovally.
almost like a round square.
Correct. Now, before we do the little concave part, though, I just got to realizing, let's go ahead and you can flatten it out because you can always make it concave again. And so here's where you got to get to play around. You can do it one or two ways. But I thought if you have stencils,
I do.
or if you have any kind of stamps or anything decorative that you want to add to your shell, this is where the real fun part comes in because the shell itself is where you can get kind of crazy. I didn't get me any
Right.
fresh water. I got my old nasty water over here from my paint brushes. But you can just kind of take that and smooth that on there too. But first off, like I said, and then also besides just you know, like as an example, here's a little Timu stencil. You
Yeah.
could either just literally press it on, or you can get a little roller if you want. I usually work with a polymer, and it's like a lot more. How do I say? It shows impressions a lot, but I think I can. I'm just,
Uh-huh.
like I said, I'm just kind of playing around with this, and you can even change it if you don't like it. So I've got like a little impression on there. You guys can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you
All
got a
right.
little something on there. All right. Now, if you want to add other things onto it, say, okay, say take a little touch of your clay and you can do this kind of number. You can roll. You can do your little rolling. You can roll it out like this. I kind of like this camera angle. I might keep this. I started this yesterday, but it's
Yeah.
kind of nice because
You.
usually I go down on my table and you can't really see me. You know,
Yeah.
you can't see my face, but you can see, can't really see, you can see the close up work better. But okay. Actually, let me change this one real quick. I'm just kind of curious if we go in the hot seat, like what it looks on my end. Okay, it does show a little bit more review. Okay, we'll do it like this.
That's all right.
So I want to be able to see you. All right. So what I'm doing here is, like I said, you're just kind of rolling out. Okay. I just kind of rolled out some little pieces. These are just things that you can do. This is
Oh,
one
you're
thing that you
making a
can do.
rope?
You can just do like a little roll or a sausage or whatever they call it. Let me get my thing down here a little
Little
bit.
worm?
Yeah. Sometimes when they're bigger in the clay world, they call them sausages. You can, like I said, rolling, coiling.
Cameras.
Now you can actually do that with this piece here. So if you do roll and you get it nice and thin like this, you can do a couple things. You can actually take the end of it, might not be as close up, and I usually lay it on a table. You start like a little coil. You can do like a little coil effect and
Yeah.
roll it around. Hold up. I'm just going to get it started, and then I can lift it up. This clay doesn't stick to itself as much as polymer clay, and that can be good and bad. All right, so you can see I got like a little coil. You can look up in the camera, see how I like coiled it around a little bit. Just do like a little, I'll do it bigger so you can see.
Yeah. Oh, so just keep coiling it like a snail.
Yeah, you just, yeah, exactly. Like a snail or a little snake or whatever. You just coil it around.
Yeah.
And that's just an eye, Kim. I like that textured plate. You know, yeah, it was a little Timu. I got a bunch of these little dudes. There was like a pack of different ones off Timu. I think actually Lydia got some of these
I got
too.
you some too, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So yeah, you can do like little coiling methods like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just coil around. And that's just an idea. You can
Okay.
put coils all over it. You can
Right.
actually take a little small coil and then start coiling it the other direction. I'll show you that. Like I said, the turtles are so fun to play with, and kids and adults actually usually love them because the versatility of just, you know,
Okay.
using some really fun different textures and elements. So you can kind of, I'm just going to show you a little, I'm just throwing different ideas out there and you can
Yeah.
make it your own. You can also paint. You can paint them
Or-
beforehand, and
Yeah.
then you can add your bling on top. You can press like little stones and things like that in there, Lydia. I know, like little, you have like some little glass nuggets, or
Yes.
you have
I,
any of your little pieces of jewelry that you like to junk
yeah.
jewelry with,
Ah.
you can put those in there. You want to do
Ah.
that after you paint it, though, after you're all done, and stick some
You
pieces in
made it.
there.
Okay.
So you can do, you know, look at the camera real quick. Just something, you know, I'm just, like I said, throwing
Oh, you
ideas.
did it like that. I
Okay.
did the whole thing of coil.
It doesn't matter. You can do small, little. Another
No,
thing that
it's
you can
not
do is just do like,
sticking.
there
Do
you
I need
go.
water? It's not
Even
sticking.
on your, no, it won't stick. It kind of
Oh,
kind of get a little, but add water. Add a little bit of water to it, like on your fingers, and you'll make it sticky again, and you can make it
right.
stick a little bit.
Right. Okay.
And that's a good way to kind of do that when you need to make it sticky. Okay, but you can also just take a little bit of a pill and roll it in your fingers, and you can just add those on there, and then just kind of put some little dots around. There's lots and lots of little fun
Right.
techniques. Oh, you
Mm-hmm.
definitely need clay. Believe me, Kellyanne. That's why you need to join my group, because, like I said,
Yeah.
I.
So,
If you haven't joined my page, or and Lydia's page too, make
yeah.
sure you please follow us. I appreciate that. But when it comes to clay, I mean, girl, that's pretty much all I do. And
Right.
like I said, usually work with polymer, so the air dry is a little different, but it's still fun to play with.
Yeah.
So
I do
yeah,
a little bit of everything on my page.
yeah. And the thing about it is that I try to explain to people that are in the crafty world and the art world is that clay doesn't have to be something that you just make it your whole world like I do. Clay can be something that you use to supplement or to
Yes.
actually enhance what you already do. Say you're a paper crafter and you make junk journaling. You can take clay and use molds and make a cool impression, and then add it to your journal, like on the cover, and make really cool covers. You can make little tags out of the polymer clay. Polymer clay is my friend. That's the best one I like. And you can do so much with it. You can make jewelry. If you do a lot of decoupage, you can actually decoupage on polymer clay. It can be done.
Ah.
So you
Right.
can
So
add
I
it
have
to
a
any
in
kind of
here.
thing that you're doing.
I
You
mean,
can
I don't
make
think I can use
beads.
this one, but you can
There,
use an
oh, that's
on it.
beautiful. But that, I don't think it, I mean, once your air dry clay is dry, you could decoupage on it.
I'll place
But
it like
polymer
that.
clay, that's beautiful too. I love that. When polymer clay is actually raw, you put the paper, the napkin on there, and you bake it. So yeah, that piece that you just got from me, Lydia, with the little
Yes,
things
I
on
love
it.
that.
Yeah,
What should have brought
yeah.
that?
I did. That was a napkin that I did a little decoupage
Yes,
on.
that was so pretty. I stopped to give it to my sister. I think I'm going to
Okay.
use this little impression. So I
There
just
you
lay.
go. Yeah, if you have a little roller, if you
I
don't have
do.
a roller, or you can even use a glass, like something, like you're rolling biscuits or making cookies or something, you can do that.
Yeah,
But if you don't have anything handy,
I got the
there you
roller.
go. Got your nice little acrylic roller. Good for you. All
Oh
right.
yeah, I'm all about. I love gadgets, and I love like I said, I'm doing the junk journaling now, right? I already
Yeah.
have so much supplies. I've only made like 3 books or 4 books. When I started with clay, yeah, I bought my little cutter. I got little
Yeah.
tools.
Good for
Um,
you. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You
So
don't have all those tools though. You can actually, like I said, when we get in the class, you can do this. You don't have to invest in too
yeah,
much money. You can actually use just like things in your home. You can use
you have.
toothpicks
Yeah,
and combs and butter knives and forks and
right.
spoons. You can use little things you can find around your house.
Which
So,
is
but
kind of fun to
those
use too.
acrylic rollers are generally what most polymer clay people use. They like
Hmm.
the acrylics because they're very smooth. I use one that I got from the Dollar Tree. It's a wooden one, and I keep it pretty clean. But I just use this thing, and it seems to work fine because I do mainly hand building, and
Mhm.
I don't need to have everything like super fine for caning and stuff like that. So anyway, I don't know. All right, so you kind of just play around with your shell. You get what you like. You kind of, this is where you have a lot of fun just designing your shell, adding your little elements on. And if you want to go ahead, we'll paint it after we get all the other pieces on.
Tim, it didn't really when I did it, it didn't really get the mark. And if I push too
Yeah,
much,
it
it'll
doesn't. Like I said, the polymer clay works better for doing the impressions than this air
okay.
dry clay does.
Right.
But it does give a little bit of something.
Well,
If
you
you
know
just
what? I
get
think
a little bit
I
of
can
something.
let it go flat again, right? And then I can shape it.
Yeah, you can
Okay. I
actually
was
put the
afraid
whole
to
thing
squish
back
it.
together and just start over if you want.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like it, just look at me. I just started right over.
Oh,
I'm gonna run out real
it's
quick.
taking me too long to get.
I'm gonna grab some water because I forgot to
Let's
get
see.
water.
I can't be
I'll
afraid to
be
push
right
down.
back.
It's going to be
Yeah,
the.
still got my earplug on, but I just got to grab some water out my little sink here.
Okay, that's better. Still not perfect, so I'm going to do it again. I want to put this on my little table in the cabana.
All right,
So,
I just need to get a little water from my fingers because the stuff will dry out. And it's a little bit messy. Thank you for following, Carrie Ann. Hi, Dee. How are you? Good to have you
is,
here. We're
is that
playing
D
in the clay
Phillips?
today. Yeah, it sure is.
Hi, D.
And Lydia chose, she wanted me to teach her a little bit about clay. And so we're working with air dry clay. We don't have the polymer today. We're working with air dry. And we're making a turtle. She wants to make a sea turtle. So I'm kind of short of the ropes a little bit about the clay. And I'm talking about a little bit about my clay subscription group. If you guys don't know about that, it's starting in June, like June 23rd is going to be our class. So like June 15th is kind of like the sign up time.
There we go.
$8 a month, guys. We'll be doing a fun project in there, a clay project, like a project of the month, one major project. I don't want to overwhelm people because I know they have a lot of things going on in life. And then, but we'll do a mini project where you guys get to choose what you want me to teach you, and I'll do a video on that. And then I'll have be there for you if you have any questions. If you want to make that project, you get to pick the themes. You get to design your own piece depending on what we're doing. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And it'll be very interactive like this. Well, I'll be able to see everybody's faces, and all that sort of thing. So like I said, that's coming up. And if you're interested, I'm actually going to go ahead and put the link. Actually, it's a PayPal link. But
Like we're
if
doing.
you have any more questions about it, you can obviously contact me about the class. But it
Melanie's
is a
on
private
and
group.
Kendra. I didn't realize Melanie and Kendra are on.
Oh, they are. I didn't even see that.
Kendra
Hold on a
and
second.
Melanie, hello.
Hey, ladies, how's it
I don't see
going?
these comment, but
I got to
oh,
look at my phone.
oh, so pretty,
Too. All right.
so
So I
pretty.
did, hopefully it'll come up. There we go. All right. So Crafty with Kim, I did put the PayPal link in there if anybody wants to sign up for that class. There you go. How
I
cool
need
is
to
that?
the little ones around the edge. Yeah, but look how
How cool
pretty.
is that?
It's
Now
not
what you can
perfect.
do is you can decorate like the ends, the edges of it.
Yep.
You can take like, some of your clay pieces, or even, are you going to leave it that clay color, the terracotta, or do you
No,
want to
I
put a
want to
little
paint
color?
it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Then figure out what you want to paint. And then you can add, hey, Kendra, of course you're having coffee. Why would you not? You're like a coffee obsessed person. You and Kraft and Ashton. That's all I see is
Oh,
coffee
really?
comments on there.
I
They're like
love
coffee
first thing.
like I can't even drink coffee, and I do like coffee, but I have a throat problem. I have a hiatal hernia, and I can't
Oh,
do acidic things. So,
oh,
unfortunately,
yeah. No,
I
I need
love
my
iced
coffee.
coffee too. I love iced coffee.
So I'm just
Going
putting a
out,
little.
coming back in. Okay, I'm breaking up. Okay, is it me breaking up? Lydia might be a little bit because she's outside. I don't know if you have a very good connection, but
I think so far.
sometimes it
It's
will.
good. I
All
haven't
right.
seen anything.
Hope to see you back. Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of teaching her, so I'm not really putting mine together as much as she is, but I'm kind of showing her some different ways that you can play. with our turtle. And like I said, I've got mine pretty, I'll kind of play with it a little bit as I'm doing this, but
You're way
if you
ahead of me.
wanted, yeah. Now, if you wanted to get, I mean, you can do all kinds of fun things. Let me see, like, let me show you something else you can do if I can find one real handy.
Now, mine's not as
Yeah.
precise as yours, but
You can use like the end of a marker or whatever and just
yeah.
put like little, look at this, how fun this is. All the really fun little cool things that you can do.
Oh, like little dots and stuff.
Yeah, but you know, you don't realize what impressions you get into things until you start playing with them. Okay. So like, look at that, Lydia.
Can you do it the big view?
Oh yeah, sure. I'll go on the hot seat.
Hot seat, yeah.
All right. So there you go. See, it's just literally like the end
Oh,
of a Sharpie
yeah. Oh,
marker.
I like
Yeah.
that.
You
Yeah.
can do all kinds of fun little things, and you can even take your jewelry pieces. Like I got some old clock pieces here. I was thinking about doing a steampunk at this one. Okay, look at this key. You can actually impress the key in
Oh,
there, make it
cool.
like a cool key design. I mean, like, you know, anything that it'll smush into the clay and make a really cool design.
Yeah.
So you can start really thinking out of the box and get kind of crazy with this stuff and do some really, really fun things. Oh, thanks, you better. Okay, sorry about that. Like I said, sometimes it does act up. Um, like I said, I'm just probably not even going to put mine together. I might. It just depends. I'm kind of like walking Lydia through some fun ideas. Okay, so
This is
there, like I said, I'm just kind of
fun.
pressing and playing and pressing and playing. Okay, get my thing back there.
Okay, now I can shape it back to. It's not very accurate. Like, it's not all very even, but
Oh, I'm
it's
gonna
cute.
put it back to Sarah.
It's cute, and I made it.
Oh, that's cool already. Like I said, that's really cool.
I
Sorry, I
like
got
that.
some
With
noise
the
from
little
some
mold.
trucks making a horrendous noise in the background here. I don't know who that is.
Okay, and then
Freaking
I can always
grinding
do
up
the,
some.
the coil around the very outside edge. No.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can add your coil around. Let me do a little something with mine. I guess. I guess I should do something.
Let's see if
Um,
mine's gonna
I
reach.
don't know if you guys can hear that, but there is a tree guy right outside in the neighbor. I
Oh,
think he's like grinding up trees,
oh.
making because I've got my door open and my studio open. So sorry about that if it's noisy.
I
So
like
give
you have a studio. I wish I could have seen it. We were in
okay. I
Florida.
know. You guys didn't have a chance to get over here. All
No.
right. So
Time.
after, like I said, you get your little design and you figure out what you want to do, then you can add your little elements to it, and then you want to paint it. You know, sounds like I'm underwater a little bit. You know what? Let me go ahead and close my door. I'll just close. I have a roll top. It's gonna make a little noise when I do it because I literally am like a shed with a big roll top with a screen on it. But let me close that up, guys. It is noisy.
Well, I'm outside too. Can you guys hear the birds? I'm outside. My grandbaby is sleeping inside, so I couldn't do it inside.
Okay, I don't know if that's a little bit better. Maybe a little bit darker in my space, but that's all right. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah,
Oh,
coiling, rolling, pinching, these are all like terms that are used with playing with clay. All right. So yeah, you just coil it around. Usually what you do, Lydia, is you can either
yeah.
start it with your fingers
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna
then
do it
you
over.
and then you put it on your tabletop surface. And you kind of start, you gotta go. The best way to do it is actually grab your little like fingers, the ends of your fingers, and kind of roll like that. And you want to roll and roll out. You're kind of doing this number. And that makes it so it's a little bit more like consistent and even on your
Get it?
roll.
Yeah, hold on.
You can actually paint it while it's wet, believe it or not, Dee. You can do either way.
Oh,
But yeah, you can do it, same thing with polymer. You can paint polymer clay when it's still raw, or you can wait till it dries. And I do both depending on what I'm trying to achieve with the project. Sometimes I want an undercoat of color on my piece, especially with polymer. And that's why I'll put like a base and then I'll go back and repaint it and, distress it or whatever I'm doing with it, and then also too, when it's polymer, it bakes in there when you bake the clay, the actual color bakes in the clay, what makes it a little bit more.
Oh, I want to ask you something.
Uh-huh.
So the other day I was making stuff for my little fairy garden, right? And I made them.
Right.
I usually bake it in the oven. It wasn't this. It wasn't the air dryer. It was the other one.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I
polymer clay.
decided I was gonna cheat because my oven, like it's two ovens in one, and I would have to take like a layer of the oven off or whatever. So I was like, I'm only making a few things. So I put it in my toaster oven. Now, I don't know, my setting I thought was at 270, and I had timed it for like 10 minutes. Well, within 3 minutes, everything was like burning. And good thing I was by my little toaster oven because I
Right.
had a fire in there before.
Oh boy.
Cooking bread, not cooking. I have two birds' nests, and I see the little finch is sitting up there, and the mama finch is in there, so cute. So yeah, we're always watching the birds. And I got bird feeders
So
anyway.
with your temperatures and all that, with polymer, you do have to be pretty careful. You got to make sure that it's at that right temperature. That's why one of the things that that is important. And when I first started working with polymer, I did not do this. I thought, I'm just going to turn on my oven to 275 and wing it.
Yeah.
Your oven temperatures are generally, especially the smaller toaster ovens, are not accurate. They won't
Have
fire
you
the
used your
polymer clay correctly. They're either over or under. So it's
Yeah.
really best to invest in like a little $6 thermometer, like an oven thermometer, and put it in there. And then that way you can see where your clay's at. Like I did mine, I tested mine. Mine's actually 25 degrees off.
Oh,
So
really?
275, I bump it up to 300, or sometimes I go 295 because it'll vary a little bit. But I've been watching it with my thermometer, and the sweet spot for me is generally about 300, even though it's supposed to be. But if you get it, if you heat it up too hot, yeah, I've actually had a piece burn on me before it turned black.
Yeah, they were all black. Just
Another
about.
thing I was going to recommend when you do, okay, if you have your clay, a little coil like this, you can obviously use it straight. You can also put like little indentions in it, like do 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 do. You can cut little teeny pieces. You can also twist it. You can twist it and make it like a little twist on it. Okay. Polymer might look a little bit better. This one's getting a little bit dry on me. I put a little water and see if I can get it to twist. The polymer works really good with this when you do a twist. So you can twist it up, make it like a little twist, but you can still go ahead and put a little design in the air dry clay. Like, once you get it on there, if you want to like take the little back of a something and just kind of put a little in there, or just leave it, leave it solid plain, either way. Okay, Facebook user. Hey, ladies, Kim can do anything impossible.
Yeah, I know. You do anything. Anything you see, she can make it. Which is pretty cool.
Okay. I don't know about that. Thank you, Facebook user. You are. Okay, I think that might be my husband. Are you still mad at me? We got in a little snit right before we went on. It was kind of my fault.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Like I said, Dennis didn't want me to come on because he's like, I told you not to do lives on Wednesdays.
I know.
Watch my
hugs sometimes, I don't know, ladies, you ever get gruff from your mates about doing live? Sometimes I understand. That's why I'm kind of pulling back a little bit.
I told him, like, you're not the boss of me.
You what? You're not the boss.
I told him, you're not the boss of me.
Oh. Yeah, they don't like to hear that.
Oh, no, they don't. No.
All right. So, yeah, I'm just kind of smoothing and texturing and all that. So, okay, once you get it to where you like it and you decide you want to paint it, or I need to actually do something. I'm too busy jabbing away. Let me throw something on here and kind of make a turtle.
Oh, I like that idea you had, but maybe that's.
I thought that was, it's funny, Lena, that you can see him. I can't even see him on my phone. He doesn't show up on my phone. He must be in the Live Painting Sisterhood group because all I see is Facebook user. And I've tried to encourage him to sign up. I think he likes being a little bit anonymous with me. Yeah, he likes to kind of like sneak a peek on me a little bit. All right. So like I said, I'm just going to play. I'm just going to add a little texture on here. See how cool that is? Just one of those little designs. And I'm going to reshape it and, throw me a turtle together here. Yeah, turtle. Like I said, you basically, everything, that you make is especially with clay, is a shape. It's a square, it's a circle, it's a line, it's a rectangle, it's you know, it's a whatever. So they're all shapes. And then from there, your shapes turn into whatever you want to turn into. So this is a very rough turtle, but it'll be a turtle nonetheless. And I don't think I'm going to go anything too
Pull it off a
fancy on it
little.
because I,
My little rim's not sticking. So you can't use, I have the sculpted clay, but it says bakeable. Can I use this if it's starting to like
no,
not stick?
not with the air dry. That's for
Oh,
sculpting only. Now you can actually take with air dry clay though.
yeah.
You can take like white school glue, and you can mix it in with this glue. Well, I mean with this this is called clay. With this clay, and then you can
Oh.
you know, add, like to make things stick or whatever. Or sometimes they say to add the school glue with it, and it helps kind of take down the shrinkability, not the shrinkability, but the crackability of it. You
I've
know what
been
I
making
mean?
some glue, but can I use Mod Podge? It's kind of like glue.
Probably that probably work. It's a
Okay.
water-based product, so yeah. But
Just
see, polymer. The difference between polymer and this is that polymer is a plastic-based clay. And so that's why you can't use like water-based things with it per se. It has its own special glue that you bake with it. Now, after it's dried, yes, you can actually add all kinds of glues and things on top of it. But when it's in its raw form, yeah, it's a little bit more persnickerty, as they want to say. So I'm just adding that. These little beads are probably going to pop off. If they were polymer, they'd stick right on.
oh,
My
you already
thing's
got
a little dry.
beads?
I'm just putting some little things around here. I'm
Can
actually
I
trying to create
mine? I
something.
should paint mine first though, no, before I put beads.
Like I said, just put a little water. Yeah, yes. Whatever you want to add, you know, do your color first, and then you can add whatever you want to add on top of that, and then paint it because it'll just be easier. Like if you want to paint your surface color, or you want to paint just a section, whatever
Oh,
you're. It's like doing a painting. You paint your background first, and then
right.
you do your elements on top because it just makes it easier than trying to go back and try to
Oh,
paint everything individually. And yeah, I should have put a little bit of water on this to make this stick.
I
I'm
already
too busy
brought
jabbing, not paying attention.
green, so I guess that's the paint I'm going to go with. But now my I got what do you call it? Glue, Mod Podge on it.
To answer your question, Melanie, yes. Hold up. I'm going to actually pull this question up on the screen because I can do that with StreamYard. Melanie asks, so adding glue to the air dry clay will help with cracks. Yes, I have read that if you add a little bit, I don't have a measurement like, you know, the ratio of it, but they say sometimes if you add a little bit of white glue to your air dry, not to polymer, but to air dry clay, I keep reaching for the wrong water, it can help with the cracking. I've never actually tried it. The biggest thing, like I said in the beginning of this, when I was talking to you, my favorite air dry clay for cracking, because I've tried a few of them and they will crack. They have a tendency to crack when they dry because the moisture draws out too fast and it's shrinking, and so therefore it starts to crack. Is the DOS is less has less crackability. The Sculpey that she's working with does pretty good too. I've used that before. I like the DOS better. I
I don't
like
know
the
if
way it feels in my hands more.
I,
You can see, besides, it gets a little bit messy on your hands as opposed to the polymer. Um,
oh, there goes my earring.
yeah. Oh, your earring.
I hope it didn't fall between the cracks. Oh, there it is.
There you
Oh,
go.
almost fell between the cracks.
Press your earring into your turtle piece.
All right, I'm gonna
All
try to
right.
do it.
So, all right. I got her. Let me
Okay.
take that question away. Hi, Miss Tammy. How are you? Good to see you. I
Tammy,
hardly ever run into you much anymore. You're a busy lady, aren't you?
got to work with clay.
Yeah, we're playing around with some clay. Like I said, my subscription group's coming up. If you guys really want to learn more about clay and playing with it and how you can integrate it into your already existing crafts, you know,
So
come
how
hang
many
out in my group.
times you go live a month with a
Yeah,
group?
huh?
How many times would you be going live during the month with a group?
Okay,
Once?
here's the deal with the group. A lot of us have lives, and a lot of
Right.
us are already crafty and in groups and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to overwhelm people, and I don't want to overwhelm myself. So what I
Right.
decided to do, like I said, I'm keeping it very inexpensive. It's only $8 a month. And for $8 a month, you're still going to get a bang for your buck because what we're going to do is, like at the beginning of each month, we will have one like project of the month, I call it, where it'll be one like really cool project that we will have a class together and interact on. Like I said, face to face, I'll be able to work with you, teach you, and then you can do your own thing with it. Okay. Now you don't have to finish it within that time frame. I give you like the whole month to actually complete it and add to it or make different things. But that is like the one project. Now, in week 2, I actually post out some ideas like a poll. Okay, I'm going to do a little mini project, and that will be a mini project that you guys get to pick and choose and decide what you want to do. And then I will create that project on a video, like a pre-recorded video, and I will post it in there so you guys will be able to see that, like how to do it. And then if you want to, if you need any instruction, like you want to build that, then you can come to me and ask me questions, and you can always be there, ask me questions, whatever, with the group and interact. Then in week 3, I think I do the project, I post it, and then we do like at the end of the month, we're going to do a, everybody posts their pieces when they finish them. And then we're going to do like a winner. And then I'll do like a little happy mail, probably the Amazon gift certificate or something like that for people. And then we'll do another project. And then that's kind of like where we're starting. Now, if we grow, we want to do more. I also have some sources for other clay artisans that do totally different stuff than I do, like caning and jewelry and really cool things that are really, really amazing people. And I know that I can reach out to them and have them come in and do like a little tutorial with us. So that's another thing that is in the works. But I just want to open up the world with people. Like I said, I'm not trying to make you be a total clay convert, but I wanted you to be able to experience clay in the various forms and the various things that you can do with it, because you can integrate it into anything that you do craft wise or art wise. I mean, you really can. All right. So that's my spiel. Yeah. All right. So now, do I want to paint mine? Let me see. I think I want to go ahead and build the little legs and stuff on it first, and then I'll decide how I want to paint it, because I haven't really decided how I want to paint it. So I'm going to lift this up. Now this one might be a little bit big and heavy. If you make your turtle shell like flat and heavy and it doesn't seem like it wants to do the concave thing, then you can do one of two things. You can either take another piece of clay and just put it underneath there to kind of lift it to give it that curve, or you can get some aluminum foil. I'm all about using until it dries. And once it dries in that shape and you really won't need it. So I think I'm just going to grab some foil. But, if you don't have any foil on hand, just get you another little ball of clay and stick it underneath there. So I've got a little piece of aluminum, and I'm just kind of pressing it down. I don't want it to be like a really high, concave. Just want it to be a little bit. I don't want it to be totally flat, because turtle shells are not totally flat. They have a little bit of round. Now they got that body underneath there. That's why they call them a shell. That's just a shell to protect them. That's not their actual body. I guess most people do know that, right, about a turtle. All right, so let's see if this is big enough. It's got a little piece of aluminum. I'm going to stick it underneath there, see how it helps me with my shape. It's actually a little bit too big, I think. I need to make it flatter. Flatten it out. I saw a thing on, what is in here? I've got something stuck inside here already. What the heck is that?
Great thing about this, like I didn't like the first one.
Yeah.
A little better.
Cool. Yeah.
Down.
Generally, what happens when I teach a class, I'm too busy talking. I don't complete mine, and everybody else's turns out really cool. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because I have to kind of concentrate, when I'm actually doing mine, because I can think about it and think about all the different elements. So, but that's what teachers do, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like it.
Oh, I'm getting this down. It might be too small now.
Stamp here. A little stamp.
All right, I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
So now
my shell could use a little bit of work, but I'm not going to sweat it right now simply because of the time.
I only brought teal, so that's what I got.
Okay. Yeah, so you just want to, like I said, you want to make sure that your shell also, too, keep in mind with you're working with air dry clay or polymer. Polymer, you have to end up baking to make it. So you have to have something. When you're creating a piece, you got to think about drying times or transferring times. So as an example, once we finish this turtle, it needs to sit and dry. So if you don't want it to dry right in the space where you're at, consider having something underneath it already, or something that you can
Oh,
pick up, transfer it onto here, onto something, so it can just sit somewhere else and dry. So, if you have like
like
a piece of wood or just a plate or something like that, that you can actually sit your piece on until it dries, that'd be great. I got this little guy here. I like to use this guy, and I can bake on this too. I bake on this a lot. I got this little trivet at the Dollar Tree. It had the little rubber feet on it, and I took it off. Just you can even use like glass from mirrors,
that's it.
like frames and stuff. You just got to be
Mhm.
careful because those are really thin, and you can cut yourself on those. But I'm just going to go ahead and transfer it on here, and that way I won't have to move it once it's done. Air dry clay is sometimes a little bit more forgiving. Polymer can be a little bit floppy depending on what you're doing, so it's nice to have it already on something. All right, so you got basically your turtle shell. All right, now
Yep.
you're painting still, so I'll let you keep painting.
Yeah. And you know what? I was just thinking, because I stenciled, I could go
Uh-huh.
back with rubber buff
Yeah, absolutely.
and
When
make
it's
a
dry,
figure and
yeah,
highlight some of those raised
yes,
areas.
absolutely, and that's why I like to do a lot of the distressing on it,
Mhm.
and or put
Okay.
like a wax medium or something like that, or grunge it up
Yeah.
or something. Because what it does is it makes all that your images pop. It really makes
Yeah.
them pop out, stand out more. Because you don't see it as much when it's like this, when it's raw. All right.
Leaving some of my
I
that
hear the birds. You
okay,
know
I'm
what?
going
It
back.
sounds like Justin's little bird thing in the background. He has
Oh,
that, and I thought that was really cool of him to do that. And I'm like, oh, I should put on like some ocean sounds or something when you're crafting,
doesn't he
because you
have
can't
a
do
cuckoo clock too?
music. Huh?
Doesn't he have a cuckoo clock too?
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so I'm done now. I'm gonna make the feet or the head.
Okay. Yeah. If you're done with the shell for the moment, like I said, you can always, after it dries, you can go back and change it, manipulate it, whatever you want to do. But I'm just kind of showing you some basics right now. All right. So for the head, once again, you're going to take a little ball. Your head's not going to be tremendously big. Yeah,
Let's see.
proportionately size your body. I'm just literally, you guys, I'm just like doing this, like a little bit of water on my fingers, and just kind of just the fingertips, and trying to get it a little bit. And it will, like I said, when you add that water to it, it gets a little bit more, like
Not
ceramic clay to work with.
yeah.
All right, so it's kind of cool. When it starts drying out, that's what you do. But just a little bit of water goes a long way. All right, so you got a ball. I mean, you just kind of basically gauge how big the head needs to be.
Are you
You can look at a
making
picture
two?
reference for this, huh?
You're making like the head with the neck.
You can, yeah. I'm gonna do the head and kind of like the neck part here. So I've just
All
got a
in one or
ball.
separate
Yeah,
pieces? All in
I'm gonna
one.
roll it in a ball first. So start with a rolled ball. Okay. All right. And once we get our ball looking pretty good, okay.
I should have brought a reference picture.
But if it's like it's not rolling really good, just add a little touch of water on your
Yeah.
fingertips, and you'll get it nice and smooth. So once you get your ball shape,
Yeah. Get my ball shape.
okay. So what you want to do at this point is they're not just round heads, they're kind of flat.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little, so just take your two fingers and just lightly squish it like that.
Uh-huh.
And then you can also do this number two, how I'm squishing in the front and I'm squishing on the sides. And you're kind
Front
of creating
side.
a shape. Yeah, you're kind of doing this number with the sides
Ah,
and the top. You're kind of
right.
squishing it out a little bit. And then you can take, like, say that this is going to be the front where the snout is.
Yeah.
You look at a
Right.
turtle, they're kind of like, their heads are almost like round square. They got a little bit of squareness to them. But you can take the back and you kind of pinch it a little bit, pinch and pull. Hold up. So you're doing this now, you kind of get a little bit of water on that, and you're pinching and you're kind of pulling it so it's a little bit longer. You're kind of elongating it, is what you're doing. You're making your piece of clay a little bit longer for the
Okay.
tail. And so you got this is like going to be your front part's a little rounded, like for the snout part. And I'm just going blind. I'm not even looking at a turtle. I'm just trying to like go by memory. But it'd be good sometimes to actually have a turtle
It,
reference in front of you.
it's
And
looking like
they don't have to be perfect, but you just kind of get it basically like that. Because we're going to put some eyes and stuff on him too. Okay.
I
All right.
like it
So
already.
kind of like that.
I
I don't know
like
if
it
you can see
already.
mine. Sort of like this. Yeah, yeah, sort of like that. Okay. And
Mine has
then
a little in the top though.
yeah, and you can actually make, like I said, keep kind of just molding it. It's kind of fun to play with it
Yeah.
in your hands. And
It
you
is.
just kind of keep doing this number and kind of making it a little bit. See how smooth it's getting? I don't know if you can see mine. It's getting kind of smooth.
All
You
right.
don't want to have to like up the top. You just want it. You don't want too concave at the top. You just kind of bringing it out and making it so it's nice and smooth, and bringing that for the neck part and keeping that front
This
part
is
kind of
very
round.
relaxed.
Isn't it though? I'm
It
telling
is.
you, clay. It feels good in your hands. It's very therapeutic.
And
It is.
very forgiving. Like I said, if you mess up the
I
first,
know.
pull it up in a ball and do it again.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It, even painting, I mean, you can paint over a painting, but
Yeah.
clay, I mean, like I said, you goof up, you just start over. And it ain't no thing because it usually doesn't take that long to rebuild something. And man, if you've been working on a piece for a long time, it's a little different. But for the most part, you can just like start over. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So at
Mhm.
this point, what we're going to do is you can work the head, but I'm just going to go ahead and attach it to the body. If it seems like it's still a little bit, how are we doing? Hey, Party Lady, how are we doing? Okay. Somebody on your page?
How were we doing?
All right. So once you get it to where you kind of like it, you can, let me look at, I do have one Pinterest pulled up real of a clay. All right. Like I said, there's so many different ways that you can create it. It's not even funny, but you can just literally like, what I'm going to do is lift up my shell a little bit and kind of slide it underneath the shell. There's lots of different ways you could do it, but make it a little bit flatter. And then you can kind of play with it from there and see how it looks comparison to
Huh.
your shell.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
Okay.
Let me see if I
If
can
you want
put
to
my
add like I need to
Mud.Clay.
put a little bit more clay underneath there to kind of lift my shell up because it doesn't really lay flat like that. Okay. All right. So it does have like usually there's a couple. Let me hold mine up so you can kind of see. All right. See how it's kind of looking like this?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I can't hold. Oh, yours is on the plate. Okay, I thought you were just
Yeah.
holding it up. I'm like, mine's gonna fall off.
No,
Yeah.
I put it on I put it on a
Glass.
separate
Oh,
second.
it's so
Right.
cute.
All right, so you kind of do it like that, and then you can do ice a couple different ways. You can actually just take like something circular, either a straw or the back of a paintbrush or a stylus or whatever, and you can
Mhm.
literally just poke little holes in the side of it and make eyes.
Where are the
But
eyes going? Like
I like to do the
on
eyes
the
kind of
side,
bulgy.
like where our
Yeah, they're
temple.
kind of on the side. So you can make them kind of bulgy, and I like the bulgy ones, like when they kind of poke out a little bit. So
Mhm.
one thing here's what I would do is that if you don't have the stylus like these guys, which a lot of people don't have those, hold up, like
With a
where's
little
me
ball
find
joint.
one? You find one, a ball stylus. I like these little ball stylus. They're good for things like this. I have the
Yeah.
small one.
Oh,
So you can
mine's down.
take these and do like a little impression on the side of your
Yeah.
die.
Oh, you know
And
what
I'll
I
show
just
you.
used? I don't have my ball
See
stylus.
how I did the impression
Oh,
on the side? But
I
you can
use
use
that.
the back. Yeah,
Yeah.
anything that's got like a little circular back, you can
Yeah.
just press in there, or you
Right.
can
And
use the back side of a brush, like a paintbrush or anything like that, and get those little guys in there. Now from there, if you want to do it, you can just poke a little hole right in the center for the pupil. But if you want to, like I like to do, is I like to take another little small ball, and I like to put the ball inside the socket,
yeah.
because that's what we basically did was create the socket. Now my clay's too slimy. I can't hold on to it with a small ball. Oh, got too slimy on me. I've got too much water on my hands. You
All
got
right.
that fine line between,
Oh, I think I made them too big. We're
yeah,
talking
you got to
tiny.
make little teeny balls, a couple little teeny balls.
And bulging eyes.
Yeah, you're going to stick them right in those little sockets.
Hey, Dennis. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Can you bring the
Big
baby
D,
wipes?
how's it going?
Dennis is in the house, but he's telling me to be quiet. The baby's sleeping. She's in the house.
Hey, Dennis.
And did you put music on? I need baby wipes, please. One or
Tell
two.
him I said hello. I don't know if you can hear me.
Jim says hi. He's in the house. I just okay. These are still too
Okay.
big. I'm talking teeny tiny,
I
right?
know. Well, like I said, if you don't want to do these, you can just literally poke a hole in put a little teeny hole in the socket and call it good. But I like
Right.
to make the little bulge, you guys. I think they're cuter.
Now the key is making two balls the same size.
Yeah, there are tricks to that. What was
He
that?
just for baby wipes. He just flung them from the sliding door at me.
That's nice.
Nobody laughed. He's not mad. He laughed. Thank you.
Oh, funny.
Ah,
All right, so
yeah, right on me. It worked. All right, yeah. The trick is going to be to get two little eyes the same size.
okay, here's a trick for getting the same size
Oh,
of a
okay.
circle. Okay, first off, you kind of have to roll your clay out. You have to kind of roll it out to a flat consistency,
Oh,
basically the same consistency of flatness. Then you can take like a straw. If you don't have the little cutter tools that I have, something that does a circular cut you a
right.
straw. Take a straw
Perfect.
and just go punch down on it, and you'll have
Oh,
two identical pieces, and then you can just roll them, and
oh
they'll
my
be
God.
exactly the
That's a
same.
good idea. I think mine are pretty
Yeah.
close. That's a
But
great
yeah,
idea.
you can kind of eyeball it and get pretty, no
There
pun
you go. These
intended with
little.
the eyeballs. Thank you, darling. Thanks, Miss D. All right, so now I'm going to show you mine. It's a good thing I put it on this piece of glass. You can see. See how I've got like the little bulgy eyes?
Oh, cute. Oh, I
Okay.
like your shell too.
Yeah. So at that point, if you can take like the end of a pen or a toothpick or something like that. I use my little stylus too because I like using these. And then you're just going to poke right in the center and get your pupils. And you just kind of poke and kind of wiggle it around a little bit and open it up. Like I said, you can use a toothpick. Like I said, you can do a lot of things that you can use at your home. You don't have to buy a lot of fancy tools. See, I got the eye hole in there now. You can see the eye socket. I mean, the little pupil,
Yep.
the pupil hole in there. Okay,
I got
got that.
a little squished my eyeball
All right.
when I put it
Now
in.
the mouth. I'm trying to remember how the mouth is. You can do a simple little smiley mouth. The actual mouth of a turtle, though, I don't remember. Like, I think it's just kind of a little bit of a, it just kind of goes straight across if you're trying to be realistic about it. Most people, I think they just put like a little teeny mouth, or sometimes they don't even do the mouth. But I think for this one, what I'll do is just, yeah, I think it just kind of sort of goes like straight across. If you wanted to get very realistic, then you would create more of a, a sea turtle has more of like a snout in the front. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It has more like a pointy snout
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing. And you
And,
can get very, very detailed with it. But for the sake of this little fun guy, I'm just going to draw. I'll show you in a second how to do this.
made it
You'll
more
be able to do
square.
it. Once again, you can take a toothpick and do this, or the edge of a pen or pencil or something to create this. All right. So there's the mouth. Can you see the mouth?
Uh, so a little bit. What kind of shape did you make it?
It's
Just
just,
straight
I
across?
just basically did like a line across underneath. Let me see. I just kind of
Okay.
did this number where you pull it across. You got to be careful because sometimes the clay will want to drag and sometimes the clay comes out, but that's okay too. All right, so let's see if you see. There you go. Maybe you get a little better look there.
Mine's
See, it's
looking like
got a
something
little line
else.
across it. Yeah. What'd you say?
Mine's looking like something else.
Oh, be quiet. Be quiet.
Look over here.
All right, so there. That's basically a good mouth. All right.
My
So yeah,
mouth. Not that loud.
you can
I told you.
use a couple things that you can. Is Dennis out there giving you flack? You can
Yeah.
use the back of an X-Acto knife. Let me see. Hold it. Hold it.
Is my head too big?
Cute. Maybe a little, but it's fine. It's cool. All right, it'll be a big head turtle. It's a turtle head.
I got a big head. Big head
Okay, we
turtle.
won't go there. We won't go there. We'll keep it clean. All right. One thing about a private class, you can get a little bit more, you know, TMI. All right, so I'm actually going to put a little bit of clay underneath this shell part here because I've got a little part here that's bugging me. It's kind of laying down, and I want to be lifted up more. Okay, so there. All right, so now we're going to do the legs. You said you want to do flapper, right? Because it's more like a sea turtle instead
Yeah.
of doing legs. All right,
Yeah.
so we're going to need to have 4 of these. They do have tails, by the way, too. But
Then
basically,
what?
to do the turtles, they have tails.
Oh yeah,
They have,
yeah. Okay.
they have a little tail on the ends.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so basically what we're doing with that is you'll get a little piece of clay, make sure
So
it's,
we've got the tail or the feet? The tail?
We're going to do the flappers now.
Oh,
I think it's
okay.
got the two front flappers. I think that's
Yeah.
how it is, right? Like I said, I don't have a reference in front of me. I'm kind of going blind. But
Yes.
generally, oh, I'm looking at sea turtle. Okay, no, it has two flappers in the front, two flappers in the back. Gotcha. Okay, I just looked at
Let
one.
me
All
see.
right.
You looked at.
All right, so I'm going to show you how those work. Now,
Well, I don't have
technically,
Google.
it has more of a sea turtle has more of a point on the back of the tail, but we're not. I mean, on the shovel, we're not going to worry about that. We're doing a. This is our own interpretation of a whimsical sea turtle. All right, so we want to get a piece of clay. These need to be, get you a piece that'll turn into both flappers. So, kind of size wise on the flappers, I kind of
Get them.
just
All right.
eyeball
Oh,
things.
get
I
two
don't have
pieces
an
of the same
exact
size.
measurement.
That's
Yeah, you just get a big old piece of, well, you're going to make two front flappers and you're going to make two little back flappers.
okay.
Okay. Just roll them in your, get a roll going.
Worse, this is white clay. That's all right.
Okay. It doesn't matter. Like I said, you can always paint it. I kind of
Yeah.
like that terracotta color too.
Yeah.
Pretty.
It's just, a little messy on your hands, but that's all right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, mine's showing, I mean, it is, you just can't see it because I'm a white girl, white clay.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then after you got here, I just got a ball probably about this size.
That
Yeah,
size.
about
Okay.
like that. I mean, yours is going to be a little different than mine because yours may be a little bit this size.
My tree hardly has a neck.
So I'm going to cut it. Basically, you can even just cut it in half if you want it to be pretty even. You could
Mm-hmm.
roll your ball up and just take it exactly of your butter knife or whatever and just cut it down the center. Cut it as close as you can and just
Really?
cut it. That way you'll know they'll be fairly even
Oh,
when you look.
yeah.
Okay.
Another good
All right.
idea. Okay. I wouldn't have thought of that. Okay.
All right. Then you want to kind of press them down. They need to be flat. This is where you take a little bit of your water and you do that like we did with the head. You're just going to
Yeah.
start flattening it out. You want to make it kind of like a pointy. Hold up. Let me look again. This guy. I
Yeah. I
think
have
it's
a
just
picture
long and
here.
pointy. It's kind of long and pointy. Yeah. Okay. It's kind of like a curve. Okay. I got it. So you make like a curve on one end and then you make a point on the other. So you're doing this number. So, like a teardrop shape. Kind of like a teardrop shape is what
Yeah.
you're going.
I think.
And you're making a flat teardrop shape, but then it's got a little bit of curve on it. I'll show you that in a second. If I was working with Potter, it'd be easier because my hands are dirty and I keep touching um, my mouse on my laptop.
Okay. It's gonna go.
I don't know if we got anybody watching this still. We did have a few people, but I think the crafty bunch event started. So
Oh,
we
okay.
went over
They started at what, 12?
there. Yeah, they started at 12. Okay. All right. So anyway, just get it to where it's kind of like long. I need to kind of do this on the table itself. I don't know if you can see me, but just kind of do
Yeah.
this number where it's sort of like flat and long and like a teardrop. Keep working your fingers down, working your fingers down. And if you need to take more off, you can, or you
Right.
can even cut it with your tools.
Yeah.
Just
Just
kind
cut
of
some.
want to get that shape. It's kind of long with a curve and a point at the end.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm trying to do.
You got to do two of those. So they need to be sort of
Oh,
similar.
oh boy.
This clay. This is one of the reasons why I like polymer better. It's so much easier to work with. All right. Start over again. Once
Now,
you
how long,
get it, the clay's not
how long does
terrible, but
clay
huh?
take to harden completely?
It generally depends on your environment and drying times, but I
Oh,
would
yeah.
say at least a day, a 24 to 48-hour period should be pretty good. And I am going to tell you that the best way to do this to avoid cracks is once you're finished with it and you want it to dry, just find get a piece of saran wrap or a plastic bag or something and
Yeah.
just lightly cover your piece
Oh,
with it and let it sit because that will help keep eliminating cracks.
oh,
What it does, it slows down the drying time a little bit. But if you're in a environment where you've got a warm place, and it dries pretty quick, it might dry. It's better to probably dry it like inside your house because it'll dry a little slower and more less tendency to crack. All right. So, okay. I think I kind of got this one before I even, all right. So it's kind of like that number there. And like I said, what's kind of cool, even if you create your shape, you can actually take your X-Acto knife or your butter knife and actually just carve it off and create what you want.
Right. Yeah. To make it thinner or
Make it thinner or cut your shape more like, because it needs to be a little bit of a curve. Can you see mine on the table? Can you kind of, let me pull it up in the hot.
yeah, yep.
Okay.
Almost like a crescent moon, but a little less.
Yeah, there you go. Like a crescent moon with a point on the end, sort of. And you got that top part. Okay. Then, let's see if I can lift this off. Sometimes they get stuck to your table. If you have something on your surface and it gets stuck, here's a little tip. What you can do if you don't have like the little tissue blades that I use your is when you're working with air dry, especially use your butter knife, the back of your butter knife, and just slide it underneath and lift it up, and it'll come right up. It keeps your piece from getting all distorted.
Yeah.
Okay, so and you kind of just shape it and find the best.
Blade.
Yeah, I love those little
blades. You just underneath it. Although I did cut myself the other day with it.
Oh, yeah, I sliced my finger once with my tissue blade when I was actually cleaning it. I had it on the top, but I ran my finger across the top of it. All right, so yeah, here's one, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it on there. You can see kind of basically how it looks. Oops.
Yeah. Yep. I just want to see how high up I put them on near his head.
They kind of go. We're going to be doing two. They kind of go like a shoulder, like at the shoulder area. So probably about like there.
Yeah, I think mine needs a little more neck on my turtle.
Well, I didn't create much of a neck in mine, honestly. I just kind of did more of the head.
Yeah, he doesn't have a neck.
Okay, so there is one flipper or flapper or whatever we're going to see. That's that one. I'm sticking it underneath my shell.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Underneath. Okay. Yeah.
So it's kind of like at the shoulder. Actually, I think I need to move it up a little bit. It's sort of like at the shoulder area. And I can see this clay is cracking on me already.
What? My eyes keep falling out. Falling out.
You can put a little glue in there. Think about it. Even if they fall out, once it dries, you can put them back in. Yeah. You could actually glue them in.
Yeah.
You put a little clay underneath here too to lift this guy up. If we ever do this again, we're going to work with polymer clay, and you'll see how much easier it is to work with polymer as opposed to this stuff.
Oh, this is so fun. I can't believe I'm making a cute little turtle.
All right, so the flappers, I think, are fairly large on these things, but I see how this one's turned. It's turned a little bit, but okay. Anyway. Then on the flappers, actually, even before you put it in there, you can create like a little design. It usually has that reptilian type of design on it. You know what I found works really good for that texture, if you want to do that, is get you like an old an onion bag or something like this. See?
Oh.
And you can just like push that texture in there, and it creates that kind of reptilian feel. This one's a little dry though.
I don't have that, but
I think if you don't have that, but you can also crisscross it. You can take, anything like that, or you can take a X-Acto knife or something and just do like a crisscross motion.
Oh yeah. All right,
just do that kind of number, just for some texture.
I'm gonna try it on a what do you call it? Spare piece here.
Okay.
And see. And I think I have to flatten it down a lot to do that. All right, I'll do the crisscross.
The crisscross is pretty easy, and it gets a nice look. I'll show you.
Because then, or else I'd have to like squish it too much, and I don't.
Yeah.
My project.
See, there's the crisscross. See my crisscross?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. You just back and forth like a hatch cross. Your hatch.
Yeah, I think my flappers are a little high, so I can fix that.
Yeah, you just have to kind of eyeball it and get it to where it looks, where you think it looks pretty good. Like I said, references do help for that. Because, I mean, there's nothing wrong. All artists look at references, whether you're painting or whatever you're doing. Because, we don't always see everything every day. And we have to have something to kind of look at to kind of get the proportion right, especially if it's an animal, or even especially if it's a human. You're doing human pieces. That's one thing I haven't really, I would say that I'm not really skilled at is doing faces. I've sculpted a few faces, but
really?
They, you know, I would be better off buying a face mold than just adding to it.
Yeah, the little
So
details.
I can do head shape. Sometimes I get stuck on the nose, like the nose and the proportion of the nose and the
Oh
chin
yeah,
area always
dandruff.
throw me. Yeah, they throw me a little bit.
The extent of my faces are smiley faces. That's it.
Oh yeah, smiley face. Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty cute. All right, now we make more flappers for the
Oh
bottom.
yeah, then you do it basically the same, but you're making smaller ones on the
Oh,
back
small.
for the
Okay.
back.
What I was gonna say. Smaller ones. Okay. My hands are wet.
And they'll go back. I'll show you where those go in a second. I'm still working on my second one here.
Oh.
Let me get it. I think I'm gonna put it
It's
on the
looking
curl
cute.
now. Actually, I did mine on the wrong way. I'm dorky me.
I like
I turned it the
crafting
wrong
with you. This
direction.
is fun.
It isn't it fun. I'm telling you.
It's like being there with you almost, you know?
That's what's nice about being in a group.
Yeah.
Being in the group setting
Yes.
because you get to talk more. You can actually
Yeah.
talk to the person and stuff,
So
and
that's
we
right.
get to make
Yeah.
stuff
You
together.
and your group, you might have a few people on at the same time, right?
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Is
Yeah.
I don't know what the cutoff is for the. I'm gonna try. Matter of fact, I might need you to help me on that. I need to try the that Facebook Messenger group thing.
Okay. Yeah, I
It's
haven't
a
tried
group.
that. I
Haven't
think
tried
Zoom
it
was
yet,
45 minutes, right?
huh?
Zoom was only
I
45 minutes.
Zoom
Let's
is
pay for
40 for free. I don't
right.
mind paying for it because I've paid for it in the past if
Hmm.
I have enough people.
Right.
If I've only got a handful of people, 5 people
Yeah.
or so, I'm not going to put out $40 a month for that.
Yeah.
But if it's, if I got a good 20 people plus, I would do it. But
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how this Facebook Messenger room thing goes because it's right in your group. All you do is, I saw it right in there and I'm like, oh, you
Really?
just, you set it up, you invite your people in your group and
Yeah.
then they go.
Oh, I'd like to
And
learn how to do that too.
that's what I'm
Because
saying. You
do
need
a
to try
membership.
that.
Me back is
Hmm.
the getting it ready, the setup. You know.
Hmm. And that might be an easy way, an easy fix for doing the actual videos until you decide you want to go into a different direction, at least. I even, when I've done these in the past, when I was doing this with just a few people, I literally would do it this way. I could give you the StreamYard link and we can get on through StreamYard.
Hmm.
Because I do pay for StreamYard every month. I
And
pay $25 a month for StreamYard.
how many people can you have on StreamYard?
On a live, I think we can have up to 10.
10. Oh,
10.
well, that's good. Until then, yeah. I know. I
Yeah.
need to. I never go on StreamYard either.
But
I
it's
need.
free. I mean, you have the free version too. You don't have to. I get the paid version because it allows me to stream up to 3 streams at a time. When you have
Mhm.
the free version, you can only do one. I think
Oh,
only one. And then they have a higher version, which I have not gotten into. They want to charge you $50 a month for that, but it's
oh.
basically the same thing. And the only thing I see different about it, is they allow you to do the 2 camera setup, which I really like, but I'm not going to pay $50 for a 2 camera setup. So basically, like I said, you just do the small legs the same way. You're just gonna, those little guys, just make them smaller, and then you're gonna attach them to the back part of his shell. I got one flapper a little bit smaller than the other one, but hey, what the heck? Make sure not get this one too slimy. You got too much water. The one thing nice about using the water though is if you really want to get it super smooth, you can
Smooth,
actually
right?
take like a little, I have those little clay sponges and stuff. You can use those, and you can use your sponge if you want to and get it like super, super smooth and all that. But I don't see the point in doing all that with this guy. Carve off a little bit.
Messed up. I didn't do the two like you said. So now I gotta keep adding. I should have done what you said. Divide the ball in two.
Yeah,
This one.
yeah. I didn't do that on this one either. I was just kind of rushing through it, but it makes it so it's a little bit more even.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna make it go this way.
See? Points. Can't get my point. What's the big points? All right. Let me crosshatch this one.
Huge. Oops.
So what you guys got planned for the evening? Anything?
Us? Well, we'll have the baby till like 6.
Okay.
Well, she's not a baby. She's 2.5. She's so cute. She's so funny. What was it? Oh, Dennis is taking a
Is this
picture of her.
Charlie?
Huh?
You talking about Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah. So
Okay.
Dennis is taking a picture of her with his use, right? Because it was using a phone, and so he wasn't sure how to use it, and so he takes a picture, and then like I guess it did like a shutter speed, like it took a bunch, and he's like, "Oh, that didn't work." So she says, "Grandpa, buy a new one." You know, like, it doesn't work. He goes, "Oh, it didn't work, or it doesn't work," and she's like, "Grandpa, buy a new one," right? So funny, like she knows. It was cute. Yeah, we might. So when she wakes up from her nap, she's gonna eat lunch, and then we're gonna take her. She loves planes, so every time she sees a plane, the plane, and we live near a small little airport, so
Okay.
we have a lot of little planes going by, and helicopters and stuff. So we're gonna take her to the airport. We've done that before and watch the planes, come and go. She likes to
Nice.
take off, and then they also there, and actually has a nice little restaurant there too that I one time did a paint party at. And it's cool because you see the planes, come and go. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
there's also like a little, park with like slides and like a little kiddie park
Right.
with swings and slides and stuff like that right there. So
Okay.
you can still see
Cool.
the planes as you're playing. So we'll do that. Take it to the park and watch the planes. So
Now
that'll
you
be
used to watch her on Tuesdays. You're doing her Tuesdays and Wednesdays now, or
no,
just
no. It switched to Wednesday because
okay?
Dennis's ex, so the baby's other grandmother.
Gotcha.
It worked out better for her schedule
I
if
gotcha.
she did the Tuesdays. So
Gotcha.
that's fine with us because we have both days available.
Hi, Helen.
Oh,
Chris and
hello.
Lydia. I'm Kim, by the way, not Chris, but that's okay. It's still Kay. It's good to have you here, darling. How are you? How are you? How are you? This one's way too big. Helen, we are playing with clay today.
Yeah.
I am a clay freak and I am teaching my friend Lydia how to play with some air dry clay, and we're making sea turtles. So it's good to have you here.
Yes.
And yeah, so we're just hanging out and playing, having a good time. This was her choice. This is what she chose to make. And so, yeah. And I'm doing I have a subscription clay group, a private group where you can get in there and learn how to play with the clay. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I'm kind of starting that up in June, and it's only going to be $8 a month, and we'll do a lot of fun things with clay in there. So yeah, that's what I got going on. How are you doing? You doing good? Okay. All right. I'm sure my proportion might be a little bit off on
Yeah.
these little flapper things, but hey, we're good. This end, I looked the picture I looked at, they were more like back, like towards the very, very back. But his
Here's
by his
my
booty.
tail. Should I
Okay.
paint all green?
Oh, there you go. I
You?
love, you know what? I love the terracotta, the way
Yeah.
it's
I'm
coming
gonna
through on the
that.
paint. Yeah. And the color combination with the body color and then
Oh, you
the
like it this
shell.
color? The legs?
I do.
Oh, yours
I
is so
really
pretty.
love, yeah, there we go. See,
Oh, I think I made mine too fat. Yours looks
yeah,
thinner.
it's okay. It's okay. I just, like I said, it's all interpretation. It's just fun. And I think they're kind of cute fat. They
Mine's
look
too.
good like that. They look good like that. Matter of
Yeah,
fact,
I don't know.
this one might, I'm kind of curious to see how this one actually holds up once I take it off, because like I said, I'm used to polymer and I can get a little
Oh,
bit more detail with it, and I can't get as detailed with this guy. All right, so the turtle itself pretty much is done.
yeah.
Now at this point is if you decide, did you decide if you wanted to put any bling in yours? Like you weren't gonna add
Oh,
anything to it?
I I brought this
I
bling, but
got
we
a
still
bunch
need the
of
tail, right?
beads. See, you gotta. I used to do junk jewelry, and I had a ton of stuff. I don't do as much with it anymore,
This is
so
actually
I don't
small
have
bling.
much
I don't
stuff.
know if I should get like a totally dazzled bling.
You can.
Although
That's
I
good
love
about
this.
it because it doesn't have to go in the oven. It air dries, and so it can just dry into it. You just
Yeah.
put a little glue and press it on there, and leave it in your image. I've got a fishy on this one. I've got some cool
I
little
have these
things
little
with it.
rollers too, Kim. I haven't even opened up. These two
Oh,
little
cool
rollers.
rollers. Yeah, those will be fun to work with.
Right.
Also, you got molds. You can
Oh yeah.
impress a mold. I'm going to try this. I'm going to put like a little impression with the mold and maybe stick one of these on
I
there or
just bought
something.
little flower molds.
Yep.
So I could do that.
Flowers look really cute on top
Right.
of the
Like you said,
turtles.
they're great to like embellish, right? So if you have little flower
Yeah.
molds or whatever molds, you can
Uh-huh.
make play, paint them up,
Absolutely.
add
Little
beads, but
flower cutouts. They can get really, really jazzy with the.
yeah,
That's why I was excited when you chose the turtles because the shells always get like really fun to play with.
yeah, to
They're like a
play with.
really fun thing to play. All right, so I'm just gonna throw this, see how this little guy works with it. Oh, you know what? I got the circular. I know what I'm gonna do. I've got the middle part here that looks like a cameo. I think I'm
Oh,
gonna throw the cameo right in the middle of the shell. And
oh,
I'll do
pretty.
that. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah,
And
I like
then
the one I used. Where is it? My little stencil. Oh,
trying to find my camera. There's my camera.
now I got a mess here to clean up too. Everywhere I go.
You just need to take an afternoon where you just clean up and say, Dennis, today is my day. All
Yeah.
right. You
Yes,
need
I
to
need
go
a
somewhere,
day.
you can go out there by yourself because I need
Well,
to get myself cleaned.
tomorrow I have an appointment with my mom. So it breaks up
Okay.
the day. That's and then you come back, you're dressed up, to go to the doctor's. It's like and then it's a nice day. He's like, let's go out, stuff like that. So that's what usually happens. I can't find my little stencil that fall. Oh
I
no,
could actually put like see this little cute
here it
little
is.
guy here. It's kind of like a cameo. Oh, that's a cool stencil too. It's
Yeah,
a little cameo.
I
And put
used
it.
this. I scented this in the middle of the
Oh,
turtles.
that's really cool.
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
see the cameo.
Oh, it's just like a little cameo. My hands are
Oh,
dirty.
so
And you can
cute.
actually like put a little picture of somebody in there if you wanted to. Yeah. Or a
I
little
like
stone inside
that.
of
So
it.
that'll be raised a
A
little bit.
little stone inside there. And then yeah, I
Cute.
just kind of set it right in the center of him. I need to put some water on here. That is the way you connect, by the way, to I failed to mention that. Like if you need to stick some pieces together,
Yeah,
besides using glue,
and a
you
little
can take a
water.
little bit of water, yeah, and it sticks it together. So with air dry, you don't do that with polymer. It just sticks on itself, or you can add a little bit of there. Glue. All right. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and put my little holes. I like doing these little holes inside here. Never mind. It's not going to work with this one. This air dry clay is a lot different to work with. Okay. I'm pretty much going to call mine good. I think I'm going to wait.
You know what? I don't see a tail on some of these sea turtles. So maybe they don't have a tail, huh? Oh,
No, like I said, I thought it did. But look, it's basically wrappers go to the back of I thought, but the one reference I'm looking at is not a real sea turtle, but it's like the legs just go towards the back. That's
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Got a little teeny tail
So
just for the hell of it.
anyway,
Now to
do
do
I
the
want to
face.
paint it right now, or do I want to wait till it dries?
Do I do
The what?
crisscross on the face or leave the face, the neck and the head plain?
I would leave that plain. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would leave it plain. If you want to crisscross it, you can, but I kind of like it just plain myself. It
Yeah.
probably has that on there. You kind of look at the
Now
mouth
I don't
here and
know.
open it up a little bit. Mine's already starting to dry.
Yeah, it's a little.
Kind of open it. Now, another thing you can do too is, besides just doing the line on the mouth, you can
Yeah.
actually take, see, you can take like something like that and you can open it up a little bit, like press it down and open the mouth up. You see what I'm doing? You
Oh.
probably can't see it. I just put a little press on it and
Yeah.
it opens the mouth up more.
Oh. Okay.
See? Instead of just doing a straight line, you
Wait.
can actually make the mouth open. You just lightly press it, like put
Yeah.
something like your butter knife or something flat in there.
Mine was a little wider because I used this thing. I
Yeah,
think it's a
that's fine. See
I
how,
love
okay, now you
it.
can see how I open the mouth up.
Now I don't know what color to paint my legs and head. You think
There you go.
the same color but paint it?
I kind of like it that color, but it depends on what your final result is going to be, like what you had in mind. Um,
I
I
don't
don't
know. My
know.
first goal was
It's
just
up
to
to
make it look
you.
like a turtle, and you made it happen.
Oh, and another quick way to do the shell is you could take a bowl, like a small bowl, and
Oh
just
yeah.
lay it down in there and then just do it. A reverse way to make a bowl is like a turtle bowl is to do that. Make your shell like more concave this way, like make it
Oh.
turn in,
Oh
and
yeah.
then you put like
Flip it.
like kind of like the turtles on its back. except the shell's going that way, and you can make like a little bowl.
Oh yeah,
And then,
yeah.
yeah, that's kind of
Who would
fun.
that
That's kind of
be?
fun to do it that way.
That would
Yeah.
have been cute.
Yeah. All right. So I think I'm going to let mine dry a little bit right now instead of painting, because
Yeah.
I can't really decide what colors I'm going to do.
And my
But
battery, I have 9% left.
okay. So you about ready? We're about ready. We made turtles. Hold your turtle up. All right. Let me see. Let me grab a screenshot.
Is mine too big?
Nope, it's not. It's actually very cute, and I love it. I want to see what you want to do after, like if you want to put some bling on it, because I like it when you add the bling. So you can add
Yeah.
any kind of stones or some stuff.
Again,
Here's the thing too.
the ones I brought out here are all like kind of tiny ones. I just grabbed real quick before we went on. I have other things, so maybe I'll get other things.
Now you can do it. You can glue those on after it's dry too. You don't have to do it. Yeah, you don't have to do it while it's dry. Because the only thing is, like, if you wanted something like a big stone to kind of be more embedded, then you would press it in a little bit to make an indentation. And then that way you could add it on there. But generally they just kind of like glue right on top, and then you're good to go. Because you can kind of shape it a little bit better in there. But other than that,
decorated.
You made a sea turtle. You did a sea turtle, girlfriend.
Thank you. And I'm here on one of my little tabletops, you know, like next to a plant, and I'll just sit it there.
And like once it's dry, you can actually glue it to something else. You could put it on a piece of wood. You could add it to a piece of glass, a canvas.
And this I bought it. It's one of those flower pot huggers. But look, you can make that.
Those, yes.
Got the little ladder.
Do you remember when I did the fountain, the outdoor fountain, and I made the little frog to hang over the side? Do you remember? Did you see the tree frog that I made to hang over the side of my bird bath?
Did you sell that?
No, I still have it because it fits perfectly over my bird bath. I'm keeping it. It's like a big tree frog. He's kind of like hanging off the side like that. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Anything really, right?
Yeah. So Helen, hey, it's good. Thank you for the comments. And like I said, you know, we're finishing up here, but make sure you you know, give a like and a follow to both of our pages. And I appreciate if you spread the word. And if you're at all interested, I'm gonna turn my camera so I can actually like see my front face now. Get this camera angle with me.
Yes. So make sure you follow Kim's page.
Yeah. So make sure that you, like I said, Lydia, Paint Party with Lydia. You can turn our names back on. And then, there we go. So I'm crafting with Kim. That's the paint party. It says party with Lydia. It doesn't say paint party with Lydia. That's interesting.
Oh, you know what? You know what? When you can put your name, right? And because I was in a rush, I just hit like the what do you call it? The voice thing.
Oh, predictive text or whatever.
I must have said paint, and then hit the thing so the paint part didn't come out. Yeah, paint party with Lydia. Or we can party with Lydia.
Yeah, party with Lydia. All right. So yeah, but you know, like I said, we're you know, we're buds. We actually got a chance to meet in person, and we love hanging out together and doing all that. But if you I did put in the top of my comments there the link to my PayPal subscription if you're interested in joining my group, learning about clay. You know, if you don't like it, it's no big deal. You can always just cancel it. And but I think we're gonna have a lot of fun in there. And you know, I've already got 2 ladies lined up that want to join. So yeah. So anyway, I appreciate you guys, whoever hangs out or sees us on the replay. You know, saying hello.
Yes.
And yeah, I guess.
And try it. Yeah, give it a try. Buy some clay, and they can still go to your page and follow along with you. It's a little
absolutely.
quicker.
Yeah, some of the things I do lives. Yeah, and because we do, both of us, Lydia and I are in several groups, and we do a lot of group events. So you'll see us doing things in there of various sorts. But like I said, I like to just, you know, have everybody explore clay and have some fun with that. Yeah. Okay, guys, I think we're going to go out. Anything else you wanted to share, Lydia, before we say sayonara?
Like I said, my camera might
go down. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Play hands.
Lots of
play
fun.
Hearts. Play hearts. All right, guys.
The picture.
We'll see you later. Oh yeah, hold it up. I'll hold mine up again.
So when we're done painting it, we'll post it.
Yeah, I'll paint mine up and get it looking.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye, Kim.
Bye. Hey, stay on, Lydia, afterwards, okay?
Yep.
All right. Bye, guys.